Hello, everyone. Welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sonya Sophia. You are here with Magnus and I, broadcasting live from Austin, Texas. Hello to you who are here in the World Tapping Circle. Hello to you who are watching this by chance on Facebook. I am so glad to be with you once again. Welcome to day 7 of our free week of healing. 10,000 tapping. And I want you to know that I know that by the end of this video, we will have 10,000 because we're very, very close. So if you would be so kind as to help push that goal all the way up. We are so close. We're in the 9,500 realm. So if you're watching this on Facebook, drop a comment in or a heart or something that'll help the algorithms push it out faster, and share it to your own page. Tag some friends, people that you think may want to come back to this later. This is a very powerful video today. It is my ultimate favorite topic, divine purpose. So we're going to be talking about how to align ourselves. We're going to be doing quite a bit of processing to get ourselves in the flow of connecting to who we are and why we're here in these bodies on this world, and what to do with all of that new information and all of those fears and obstacles that keep us in fear and in doubt and embarrassed and wondering if we're enough to really be able to follow through on what our inner vision and our hearts are asking for us to do. So this is a very important subject, and I am so grateful that it matters enough for you to be here with us and to take this one tiny little hour from your day and move the movement of love on this planet and the self-evolution revolution that this mass awakening that's happening all over the world is going through right now. And this process, this tapping process, is going to help it be more stable, more graceful, and it's going to facilitate the way forward. I promised that if I could survive this awakening that has been ongoing for me since my mid-20s, I'm actually in my 50s now, that I would go and create a way to make it easier for other people. And that's what you are participating in now. If you are on live with us, give us a shout out. Let us know where you're logging in from. Tell us on Facebook what country or what state you're in. I'm seeing some familiar names whizzing past here. I'm going to give a shout out just to whoever I randomly see in this moment. Noreen in Australia, she says, I want to acknowledge the superb assistance from your team, Sonya. They are beyond compare. I agree. I am so blessed to have these living angels working together with me to help bring this love further into the world. Ruth O., I've seen you here day after day in Alabama. Paul B. in Tenton Falls, New Jersey. And Paula, so you're having a tapping party. And I'll just say, y'all, that a tapping party is when 2 or more people tap together in the World Tapping Circle. So I'm very happy for you to use your subscriptions that way to share with your family and your community. Janie B. in Long Island. Kristen P. in Sebastopol, California. What a gift these 7 days have been. Hugs and kisses, she says. Fiona, having a tapping party here in Austin. I know you are. I've been seeing it all over Facebook, and some of my nearest and dearest are there, so hello to y'all. I've been having little coughing fits as I'm processing. This is such an intense thing to see thousands and thousands of people gathering together. It's really a dream come true. And yeah, I'm going to miss y'all so much. I hope that you join the circle so that we can stay together and keep moving this movement forward. I do a broadcast every single Monday. And there are also some fantastic people. I almost said famous. There are also some fantastic people that also help lead the circle that you're going to get to meet. This is a big, beautiful family of loving, wise beings who are dedicated to the cause of helping people heal and evolve and learn and grow and do it as quickly as possible. Because I'll tell you what, this world needs us in our power to be aligned, to be steady, to be strong, and to be incredibly brave and loving so that we can redesign this world in a way that works beautifully for all of us. A couple more shout outs. Christina in Santa Rosa. Christine E., also from Australia. I see Sylvia in Berlin. I want to acknowledge you people in Europe, in India. I know it's very, very, very early in the morning. I'm curious to know if you're staying up all night or you're just getting up super early in the morning, like 3 or 4 a.m. Jack M says, greetings and blessings from Michigan. 7 tonight in a row tapping with you. It's made a tremendous difference in my life already. I'm thrilled to hear that. Thank you for your commitment, Jack. And thank you all for your commitment to your own natural state, which is what we're achieving every time we peel off another layer of fear and download another truth about who we are and what we're doing. So, I'm just checking my notes here to make sure all of these early things that I need to mention are mentioned. I think you know how to use the platform by now. There is a handout section here at the top. If you need questions answered, we've made some videos preemptively to help you understand. We've put some PDFs in there of the tapping points and some beautiful graphics for you to send out with your video library link, which you are getting on these replay videos. And the page that you signed up will redirect and allow people forever to keep finding these videos. So I just want to say that it really rests in your hands how far this gift goes. We are giving you a gift, and people donated to us so that we could afford to spend 2 years building this out and 6 years developing it. And that took a tremendous amount of effort, time, energy, and money. So now this gift is in your hands, and I hope that you're willing to share it fearlessly. As wild as it sounds to say, you know what? Tapping on my body and talking to myself reorganizes my nervous system, helps me release stress and fear and anxiety and trauma. It sounds crazy, but it actually works. Come tap with us. They need to hear it from you. All right. We're going to dive right into some pre-tapping. So, massaging the front of your chest. Big, deep breath. Tuning in to whatever you feel around having a divine purpose. Remembering who you are. Remembering why you signed up to jump down into the world at this point. And follow along with me as I tap on myself, you tap on yourself, repeating what I say, feeling free to edit these words at any time. And here we go. Even though part of me's not aligned fully with my divine purpose, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. And breathe. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm not really sure I have a divine purpose. Tapping the temples. Do I have a divine purpose? Tapping the cheeks. It's okay that I'm not sure. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the lips. Even though there's a part of me that's not sure about my divine purpose yet. And breathe. And tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Even if part of me doesn't believe anyone has a divine purpose, really. Big deep breath. Tapping down to the bottom of the rib cage. Put your hands at the bottom of your ribs. This point is nipple, not height, but width. So tracking down from the nipple line to the bottom of your rib cage, you're going to feel your ribs sticking out in front just a little bit. Tap on those bones and breathe. And I want to remind you that no matter where you're tapping on your body, you're going to run into a meridian line. You are covered in these little electrical super highways. And all we're doing is sending tiny little pulses into those highways with the piezoelectric effect, meaning percussion. It's stimulating tiny bits of electrical current, and it's helping your body access and process stored memory. Tap the inside of the wrist. I accept the part of me that feels hesitant to know my divine purpose. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the thumb, tuning in to a part of you that wants to know but also feels a little hesitant. Tapping the index finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the middle finger. Even though I have some reservations about knowing who I am and remembering what I'm doing. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. It's scary. Tap the little finger. I'm not sure I want to know. Tap the side of the hand. It's okay. I accept this part of me that's not sure I want all that information yet. Tapping the top of the head. It's just easier not to know or to pretend that I don't have a divine purpose. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows. It's easier not to know. Tapping the temples. Feels like too much work. Part of me doesn't want to have to do anything about my divine purpose, right? Come on, let's be honest here. Yeah, I don't want to do anything about it because it might bring a lot of change. Tapping under the lips. It's easier just not to know. Tapping the chest. And just giving yourself some compassion for the comfort zone. Even if the comfort zone isn't actually comfortable, it is familiar. And we tend to want to stick with what we know, even if we don't really like it, because it feels safer than what we don't know yet. Because what we don't know, well, it's unknown, so we automatically assume that it must be worse than what we do know. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the ribs, even if there's a part of me. Tap the inside of the wrist that doesn't want to change. Tap the side of the thumb. I love and respect myself. Tapping the index finger. I accept the part of me that doesn't want to change. Just big deep breath, just opening your heart to this part of you that wants to take it easy, wants to keep your head down, wants to play small. We all have this. Tap the middle finger. I accept this part of me that wants to just stay where I'm at. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. This is what I've seen people do. So big deep breath. Tap the little finger. This is what we are conditioned to do. Find something that works okay and just stay there. Tap the side of the hand. This fear of change. Tapping the top of the head. This fear of change. Tapping the eyebrows. This fear of growth. Tapping the temples. This fear of the unknown. Tapping the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the nose. Even if I continue to stay afraid. Tapping under the lips. I can stay afraid. Play small. Hold out. You can, right? I cannot actually come to your house as much as I would like to and sit down and make you meditate, drink your smoothies, exercise, write in your journal, and tap out all your fears and take those next steps. Well, actually, I can. I am at your house, I think, right now. Hey. Tap the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting yourself. I am open to loving and accepting yourself, and I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to accepting myself exactly where I am, even with these fears and reservations about growing beyond my comfort zone. Tapping the inside of the wrist and breathing. All right. So just dropping in, noticing how you feel now. Put in the chat, how do you feel now? Do you feel more present? Do you feel more available to yourself? We just tap for 2 or 3 minutes. I want you to notice what 2 or 3 minutes can do to your mind state. You don't have to wait till you have an hour. You can actually start self-tapping now. All we're doing is acknowledging how we feel, tapping on our body while we talk to ourselves, while we're lovingly complaining about what we're feeling and how we think and what we believe. And then as we tap and bring our empathy to these thoughts and fears, they release. Our brain opens back up, our courage comes back, our bodies reboot and reset themselves, and we can move forward. It's very simple. Okay. We are going to jump into the core causes questions. So to prepare for that, I'm going to ask you to think in terms of what your issue is around aligning with what your true purpose is. That's what I mean by divine purpose. What your true purpose is. Maybe you know your true purpose and you're not doing it, and it's creating you to feel frustrated, ashamed, out of alignment, depressed. Maybe you don't know what your true purpose is yet, and there's some pain around that. So that will be the issue, something around that. You'll get to state what that is for yourself. The core causes questions only last 5 minutes. It's a series of questions to help you do inner work very quickly and evolve and grow. So into the core causes we go. You don't have to answer every question, but these will help your subconscious. Google that information, bring it up to the surface so that we can tap as deeply as possible. Magnus, would you roll the core causes, please? I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. All right, let's keep it moving. Massaging the front of the chest. Even though this topic feels scary, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Big, deep breath. And we're just going to be really gentle with ourselves. Tapping the eyebrows. Part of me feels afraid. Tapping the temples. Why do I feel afraid? Ask yourself out loud 3 times. Why do I feel afraid? Why do I feel afraid? Why do I feel afraid? Tap the cheeks. What's the answer? Blurt it out. First thing that comes to mind. Tapping under the nose. Say it again. I'm afraid because... What is it? Tapping under the lips. Say it one more time. I'm afraid because I think what? Tapping the chest. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if I cling to this fear to protect myself from having to grow and learn, from having to be seen and heard. Tapping the front of the ribs. Part of me is afraid because, and say it again, what you became aware of. I'm tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting this fear exactly where it is inside me. So just tuning in, where do you feel that fear in your body? Do you feel it down in your root? Do you feel it in your genitals, in your stomach, your throat, your head? Tapping the inside of the wrist. I accept the part of me that is clenching, holding back my truth. Tapping the side of the thumb, holding it back from myself. Big sigh. It takes a lot of work to hold your truth back from yourself, doesn't it? Tap the index finger, holding back my truth from myself. Tapping the middle finger, holding back my truth from my relationships. See if your divine purpose feels like it might threaten people around you. Not that it would be a bad divine purpose, but maybe they wouldn't understand or they wouldn't want to come with you on that journey. Tap the bottom of the 4th finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself exactly as I am. Fear and all. Tapping your little finger and breathing. Tapping the side of the hand. If I aligned with my true purpose, I might have to what? What's one uncomfortable, awkward, terrible thing that you might have to do or face? Tap the top of the head. Say this one thing again. I might have to what? Tapping the back of the skull, the sides of the head, tapping the eyebrow and the temple. And if I had to do that, and then say the very thing you just said, tapping the cheeks, that might lead to what? What is this next fear that links to this first one? For example, If I set up a website to help people learn energy and spiritual truth, maybe my father would laugh at me. I guarantee you he's laughing. Tapping under the nose. What would happen to you? Tapping under the lips. So we're just going to pre-process our deepest, darkest, greatest fear right off the bat. Let's go. Tap the chest. What else am I afraid will happen? Tapping the front of the ribs. I love and respect myself, even though this fear is so strong and has lasted so long. Tapping the side of the ribs. This fear is so strong and has lasted so long. Big deep breath. Just letting yourself feel that fear for a moment. That's somewhere inside you. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Let's do the opposite wrist this time. I'm open to loving and forgiving myself for being controlled by this fear all this time. Big, huge wave of compassion. And we're going to send that compassion to everyone on the planet who's been controlled by their fear, holding back their truth, their love, their beauty, their strength, their knowledge. Tapping the side of the thumb. Why are we sending it to everyone? Because this world needs our support, and we're connected to everyone, genetically, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. Tapping the index finger. And as we free ourselves, the world will follow, because we're all connected. Tapping the middle finger, sending yourself some compassion again for how scared, how stuck, how impossible it seems to honor the deepest part of you that wants to contribute, that is here to help, that is here to bring joy, honor, truth, peace, justice, and freedom. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm open to loving and appreciating myself for trying to protect myself, trying just to stay alive. Tap the little finger, trying just to make a living, stay out of trouble, keep everybody happy. Tapping the side of the hand. But is it making me happy? Really happy? Capital H, happy. Not okay happy, but really happy, fully satisfied. Tapping the top of the head. I deserve to feel deep satisfaction with how I've lived my life. Tapping the back of the head. I want you to imagine into the future for a minute, to the moment that you are about to leave this world. There's that moment when you realize, oh, wow, it's happening. How do I feel about my life? How do I feel about how I spent the hours, weeks, months, and days that I had here? Tapping the eyebrows. Do you feel proud of yourself if you keep going as you have? Tap the temples. Or do you feel like, wow, if I keep going like I have up until today, I might feel a little regretful, like, oh. Tap the cheeks. I'm open to the possibility of feeling very proud of myself and very content with how I spent my time. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to the possibility of investing my time wisely. Tapping under the lips. Releasing fears and insecurities. Someone's trying to call me, and I'm turning off my phone. Sorry about that, y'all. 1 second. Tapping the chest. I'm open to the possibility of releasing fears and insecurities. Tapping the front of the ribs. Releasing any remaining obstacles, including what? What do you think is in your way of downloading the rest of your divine purpose and getting on with living this beautiful life, this temporary little lifespan that we have? Tap the side of the ribs. Are you afraid that you won't make enough money? Tapping the inside of the wrist. Are you afraid that you'll be judged or attacked? So just tapping the chest while you acknowledge what's there and listening for a second. Every single person that you admire and respect who has done anything noteworthy that we admire and look up to them for has gone through the same gauntlet of fear that you are standing and facing right now. Myself, Magnus, every single person that you would say wow to, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, every single person who's opened a store, who has decided to invent something or to step up and stand for what is true and right and real and important. And we make a decision every single day. Am I willing to step past my fear on the behalf of others? Am I willing to step past my fear on behalf of my love for this world, my love of nature, my love of children, my love of the future? I guarantee you that if each of us make that a daily choice, we will change this world overnight. Tapping the front of the ribs. I give myself permission to release these layers of fear, even if it takes me hours of processing. Tapping the side of the ribs. Tuning into that fear inside you. What's another big one for you? Well, another big fear is blurt it right out without even thinking. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if I continue to feel bullied by this fear that was given to me by who or what? Was it your education? Was it a parent? Is it your society? Tap the side of the thumb. So thinking again about where this fear came from. I love and respect myself. Tap the index finger. I accept the part of me that has honored this fear all this time. Holding back my gifts. Tapping the middle finger. Holding back my talent. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Holding back to protect myself or others. Tapping the little finger. I forgive myself for being afraid. And say what it is you're afraid of. The more we acknowledge it while we're holding this loving space, the smaller that fear will become. Tap the side of the hand. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. Tap the top of the head and breathe. Yeah, been terrified. Paralyzed. It makes me sleepy. It makes me forget. Tapping the back of the head and breathe. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and trusting myself. Tap the temples. Allowing myself the possibility of listening. Tap the cheeks. Growing my capacity. Tapping under the nose. Part of me is afraid that if I really give it a shot, that it won't work. Tapping under the lips, that it will never be enough. So tapping the chest. So I'm going to admit something very personal to you right now. I sat in my garden yesterday and cried. And tapped. And wondered if this was ever really going to be enough. Will you come if I create a space for you to heal? Will you listen? Will you invest in yourself? Will it really help create a huge global movement of love and change? And I decided that whether it did or not, it didn't matter. That I'm doing this for me, to make sure that I'm in integrity with myself. And I processed out my fear and showed up for you. So I want you to know that you will go through a similar process. We don't have a guarantee. But the one thing we can be guaranteed is if we don't try, we will fail. Tap the front of the ribs. If we do try, we are much more likely to succeed. Tapping the side of the ribs. I give myself permission to come into alignment with my divine assignment. Tapping the inside of the wrist, I'm coming into alignment with my divine assignment, the one I volunteered for. Tapping the side of the thumb, even if it seems strange to others. Tapping the index finger, even if it seems impossible to my mind. And breathe. Middle finger, strange to others, tuning into that part of you that's still worried about being judged by friends, by family, by the career path that you're supposed to be on, but really isn't the one that you want to be on. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, I give myself permission to have dreams, visions, intuitions, and direct knowledge of what my next step is to fulfill my destiny and my promise. Tap the little finger. I'm aligning with my divine assignment. Tap the side of the hand, because this brings me pleasure and peace. So just tapping the chest and listening again. Does it bring you pleasure or peace, or does it bring you a lot of intense things that you have to learn and do and grow and challenges? Well, I'll tell you this. Even if the work I'm doing doesn't reach the multitudes as I hope that it will, I will die knowing that I gave it everything I had. And that is a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that I tried and I came back again and again, no matter how challenging it was for me to get to this day. If I die tomorrow, I'm going to say, you know what? I did what I said I'm going to do, and that feels good. And I'm happy inside with my soul. I want you to have that experience. I want us all to have that experience. I built what you showed me. I gave what you told me. Tapping the back of the head. So let's say it. Let's say it to the universe. I give myself permission to do what you asked me to do. To move forward on your guidance, which is continuously nudging me along in the right direction. Tapping the eyebrow, even though sometimes tapping the temples. I don't want to hear that guidance. I just don't. Tap the cheeks. I want to stay little. Tapping into the nose. I don't want to have to always do the right thing. Tapping under the lips, honoring the inner rebel. We all have one. And it's okay if you want to stop. It's okay if you want to quit. It's okay if you want to go off your path for a tiny short period of time, right? It's not going to be one constant effort. There's going to be like, I'm done for today. I'm done for the weekend. I'm done this week. And then we come back and say, okay, here we go. I took some time. I said no. I had my fit. I tapped. I'm back. And I didn't quit. Tapping the front of the ribs. I give myself the support I need to learn and grow, to give and to know. Tap the side of the ribs. All right, so tapping the side of the ribs, just closing your eyes for a minute. I want you to ask 3 times, why am I here? Why am I here in this world? Why am I here? Listen for an answer. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Listening for a feeling. Maybe you will get a symbol or a word, or maybe you're going to get a clear sentence. Asking again, why am I here? What is my divine purpose? Tapping the side of the thumb. What information did you just get? Maybe it's just a tiny little glimpse. Sometimes Spirit just gives us this tiny little glimpse so that we don't get overwhelmed. And once we do that piece, we get the next piece. And if we are willing to trust and develop that last little step, we get another step, and they all make sense eventually. And it comes into divine alignment with perfect timing. Tapping the index finger. All right, if you got a little piece of information, a symbol, a feeling, a word, drop it into the chat. I want to know what this moment brought you. If you're not chatting with us, either on Facebook or here in the Circle Live, and you're watching this on replay, take a minute to write it down so that you can remember. I have literally sat in meditation, gotten information, put it on Post-it notes, and put it all over my house so that I am living in my truth and I don't black out because I'm terrified. Abigail J. says, I'm here to love. Catherine says, to shine my light. Chandeep says, beauty. Diana says, nature and dance. Pam says, to sow joy. Lois says, to know me. Pam says, to help the world be a better place and to love. Grandma says, oops, it's coming in so quick, to get awakened and to bring my joy into this world. John says it's to love. Ray says, my purpose is to hold the light, is what I heard. Not necessarily do, but do not, as in to radiate your light and your love, your truth. Your presence is a gift. And this is true. Choki says, to attain perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood for the happiness and benefit of all sentient beings. Meaning I am going to evolve to the maximum human potential and hold that as a template in the field. Fiona says, to flow, to support people, to be a story weaver, to love and be love. Danielle says, to share a vibration via my writings. Lisa says, I'm here to learn to deeply love myself so I can benefit others. All right, we're going to get back to tapping. So this little clue that you have, maybe you've got the full picture, maybe it's just the picture still needs to be clarified. It's all right. Tapping the front of the chest, starting again. I give myself the possibility of discovering the next step on my path to fulfill my true purpose. Tapping the eyebrows, I give myself permission to feel, have, and know my true purpose. Tapping the temples, allowing it to come to me in dreams. Tapping the cheeks, allowing it to come to me intuitively. Tapping under the nose, allowing it to come to me naturally. Tapping under the lips. I'm creating time and space to listen and follow through. Listen and follow through. Tapping the chest, what would that be like? What do you know would help you listen and have the courage to follow through? What are 2 things that you know would help you listen? Drop that in the chat. For me, I learn a lot when I'm in water. So soaking in water, it could be the shower, it could be the bathtub, it could be the ocean. I get information when I'm relaxed. What is it for you that helps you listen? Meditation. I meditate every morning before I even get out of bed. What is it that helps you listen? Christina L. says, I learn a lot when I write and when I listen to instrumental music, also when I'm doing poetry and dancing. I also learn a tremendous amount every time I dance, and I use it as a spiritual practice. Nature, my crystals, solitude in nature, spending more quiet time with myself without being distracted, doing chores while being relaxed. Okay, so now you know, here's a way for me to listen. What's another way for you to then have the courage? So listening is step 1, taking the action from the listening and not just writing it in a journal and forgetting about it, but writing it on a to-do list and to doing it. What's one way that you can take action? I'll give you a hint. You're doing it right now. You're processing your fear. That's going to make the hugest difference for you. To not be bullied by your fear so you can actually pick up the phone, create the website, put yourself further into the world, Go volunteer. Learn the next thing that you need to learn to be able to give your gifts to the next level. Tapping the front of the ribs. The time is flying by, y'all. We only have a few minutes, and I wish I could sit here with you for hours on this topic. Tapping the side of the ribs. I give myself permission to come into alignment. Tap the inside of the wrist. And to take the next baby step. Tap the side of the thumb. Tiny victories. Tapping the index finger. Tiny victories. Little baby steps, inching along. Tapping the middle finger. Allowing myself to be guided and blessed. So another thing I've learned about following my divine purpose is that when I do what I've been told to do through my prayer and my meditation, my spiritual practices, I actually get sort of a little treat from the divine. I get a little, oh, good job, a little pat on the head, a little cookie, a little treat that says, see, good doggy. Here's a little treat. You did the right thing. Good job. Right? You'll find that you're going to be given little blessings. You're a blessing to me right now. Just being here, supporting this circle, supporting this work. Tapping the middle finger. I give myself permission. Go ahead and say this. I give myself permission to be guided and to recognize the blessings that come as I align with my divine purpose. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I give myself permission to align with the divine inside of me, my own soul's loving guidance. Tap the little finger. I give myself permission to trust again and again and again this process. Tapping the side of the hand. I accept the part of me that's still learning to trust. Tapping the top of the head. Still learning to listen. Tapping the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows, still learning to make time and space without distraction. Tap the temples so that I can listen, follow through. Tap the cheeks, serve my people. Tapping under the nose, serve my planet. Tapping under the lips, and in doing so, serve my true self. Tapping the chest. I allow myself to be blessed for taking this time to redesign and refine. I allow myself to be blessed for taking this time to realign, redesign, and refine my true purpose. How are you feeling? Notice how you're feeling. You've taken an hour to learn, to recover some of your strength and your knowledge, to remember 2 easy things that you can do that teach you to know yourself, that allows you to trust yourself, so that we can receive the benefit. Each person who comes into alignment with their true nature, their true gifts, is a blessing to the world. It's a blessing to me. I get a spiritual psychic email from every heart that takes another layer of pain and fear off of themselves. I do. I feel you. I'm holding you in my infinite love, which is our infinite love. We meet in this field of infinite love. And the more of us that remember this and practice this and commit to this, the faster our planet will heal, grow, evolve, and become heaven on earth. I'm going to read some of your comments. I'm aware that we are going a few minutes over time. And I don't care. I love you and I want to be here with you as long as I possibly can. All right. Looking here in the chat. Erin says, I feel peaceful, laughing. Lois says, ready to start trusting again. Jana M says, reconnected with the earth. I feel light and happy, like I'm connected to the universe. I know myself, says Gregory, and trust myself so I can receive divine purpose. Stephanie R says, this is better than therapy, and I'm a therapist, LOL. Well, my love, let me train you. You can bring it into your therapy. And I will mention one more time, as I have in the other videos, that people that want to learn more about me, my work, and my trainings, you can find that information on my personal website, sonyasophia.us, SONYASOPHIA.us. A few more comments, and do know that after the circle's over, I sit and go through all these comments. I'm sorry I don't have time to shout out every single person. There are hundreds and hundreds of people in this circle right now, and thousands who will be tapping the minute that it's over and it's out on another time zone. Treva says, I feel looser, freer, hopeful. Thank you for this lovely session. Jane says, feeling expanded. Marty says, thank you, beautiful lady, for your gift to us. Your tech guy there in the corner watching on. And I will just say that Magnus also helps lead circles. He also has been studying EFT and practicing for years and years, and is such an angel and a super brother. Chandra says, I feel bleep awesome. Jennifer H says, the niggling pain in my left knee has literally gone. It's awesome. Sandra says, I feel loved by you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shoto says, my shoulders have completely changed. Diane says, you have helped all of us. That is a great success already. How long is your offer for the $1 for the first month? Thank you for reminding me, Diane. That offer goes on and on and on. I don't actually believe in making it the limited time now, scarcity, fear. I know that that drives a lot of people to commit, but I think that your great love is going to drive you to commit. That's what drove me to commit, not my fear, but my great love. So, you have $1. You can invest in a whole month of tapping. You have unlimited tapping time in the big video library that comes with the membership. You have no $1. You still have a small video library that has many videos in it for you to learn and grow. You want to stay with us past that month? It will be $27 a month, which is what we need to be donated to us in order to grow this circle to the scale that we need it to go to make the biggest change in the world. We built it as robustly as we could so that you could come here and thousands of people could be supported. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your time. I so have enjoyed myself, and I so have enjoyed getting to know you and to feel you. I hope very much to see you in the World Tapping Circle soon.